Did your social life pick up in college?
Well, it couldn't have gotten worse. Well, so what happened was, yeah, the summer of 12th grade, I worked for Youth Conservation Corps. That was the funnest job I've ever had. Do you want me to take her?
No, I love her.
But she's growling. Julia.
Yay. Yay. Here's your daddy.
Okay, so I got this job and it was actually very social.
Yeah.
And so I really came out, and then, oh, like finally the dream happened. There was a guy that I thought was really cute. And you, do you want me, let me take her. Stop growling. Hey, hey. So there was this guy that I thought was cute, and he was in a different group. We were all in groups, and the way that I kind of got to know him was for some reason, and I didn't plan it. God, I never thought of, did he plan it? I don't think so. But we always had to go to the bathroom at the same time. So we were always waiting at the bathroom. And so I thought he was really cute. And usually if I think somebody's really cute, I think, oh, they'll never like me. Wow, he liked me. And then, you know, there was somebody like playing my part. Then the girl who, you know, always liked him in school and was full of longing. And I knew that she really, really liked him, and he liked me. So that was a time when I really got to come out of my shell and kind of, because, you know, it's a skill to socialize. So that really helped. That was such a fun job. And so I guess in college, yeah, I had friends, and I went to more parties. And then the other thing was that I got a best friend, a new best friend, that same summer of 12th grade. And so, yeah, we were really close and just so, we were so the same. And so I think that makes such a difference, because we were just both at the same place, the same level. Both of us were late bloomers. Mm-hmm. So that was really, really wonderful and fun. And then I did a lot of internships my last year of college, and then I started working on a TV show immediately. And so, you know, that's very social just by the nature of it, because there's so much downtime.
In what capacity were you working on the show, and which show?
I started as a runner, PA. It was a show called Not Necessarily the News.
Oh, yeah, yeah.
Which is a, you know, political satire show. And I feel like, you know, that's where I grew up. You know, I started there in college, and I worked with all guys, and they would tease me to death.
Yeah, yeah.
And so, you know, it was, I had to learn to get tough. I had to learn to tease back. Yeah. But it was just, you know, it was just wonderful. And I was there, I don't know, 6 or 7 years. So I really grew up there.
Did you start writing for it?
No, all the guys that I worked with, they started writing. No, there was no way. No, all I did was encourage them. I would cheer them on. No, I had, because I couldn't write. Mm-hmm. And it was way before I knew that I was going to end up being a writer.
So take me from the time you graduated USC until you got the carpal tunnel so bad that you couldn't write anymore. Tell me about that time in between professionally.
Well, I was working in production. Yeah. I then became a researcher. Then I was a really, really bad production secretary. And then I started freelancing, and what did I do? I worked on a Beach Boys show, which was wild because they were all kind of fighting amongst themselves, and so when they agreed to do the show, only a couple of them agreed, and then they sued us, and they sued each other, but we ended up doing the show. I mean, it actually made me a Beatles fan. I mean, a Beach Boys fan. I worked on some independent films, and in between that, I decided to go back to acting. so I started studying, kept working in production, and I started working in casting, and it was good for a while, really learning what the casting process was as an actor, but then it just started making me too knowing, so that I was cutting off dumb luck and naive, you know, putting yourself out there. And so I realized that I was going to have to choose. And so I gave up casting, which was scary. I gave up production and just decided, okay, I'm going to devote myself to acting and I'm going to do day jobs. So I was a really bad legal secretary, but I didn't care. Yeah, and so then, you know, I just took classes intensively and got into a theater company and did a lot of theater. And then I started writing, got in this sketch comedy troupe, started managing a coffee house. Oh, and then that's when I started, a friend took me to Highways. I had never seen performance art or autobiographical work, and so I saw Nancy Agabian, and literally I just thought it was like what I imagined the kids seeing Elvis for the first time, and I just thought, that's it, I want that. And so I took a class, it was writing and performance, and so I started writing for myself, and it was the most thrilling thing in the world. And meanwhile I was a manager at a coffee house, and I was doing shows all the time, and then my hands went down.
When did you encounter Nancy Agabian? Do you remember?
Yeah, 1995. Yeah.
When did you do your first one-woman show?
I did my first 12-minute piece the summer of 1995. Yeah, I thought it was going to kill me. It was called Being Good. And then I just wanted to make sure that wasn't the only thing in me. So I immediately took another workshop and, you know, just started doing more and more pieces. They got longer and longer until, you know, I did a full-length piece at the HBO Workspace.
Tell me about your hand problem and what its consequences were for your life, the couple time.
One of the scariest things that ever happened, I didn't know the day or two before I finally couldn't use my hands at all. I just kept dropping things, and I thought I was being clumsy, but it was just involuntarily releasing, and then my whole arm started hurting, and I went to work that day, and I should have never gone in, but I was so loyal, and I actually felt really trapped there too. And then
Coffee shop.
Yeah, I mean, it was a repetitive motion injury.
Mm-hmm.
And my whole arm is swollen, and she doesn't call somebody in for me. And then when I finally reach my doctor says, go to emergency. My boss asks me to make a bank deposit on the way to emergency. And so that was a big lesson in thinking someone's going to look out for you, where I should have just said, I'm not coming in, I'm injured. You know, I didn't know what it was, and then 2 weeks later my other hand went down. And so, you know, there was a period of time where I was so scared because I thought, my body doesn't work, how am I going to support myself? And so, you know, that ended up, you know, having an emotional, you know, injury, because unless you've had, when you can't rely on your body, it's really horrifying. And so I did a lot of soul searching, and what am I going to do with my life? And I didn't know. And then I thought, oh, I'll do sign language. Oh, that looks so creative. That looks fun. And then I found out actually people get carpal tunnel from that. And then I don't know why, but then I thought, well, I'll be a speech pathologist. And so I looked at the program, and then there was a lot of science, and I thought, there's no way. And then I took one of those aptitude tests, even though my Aunt Marilyn had to come with me because I could not hold the pen to do it. You know, the thing where it's hundreds and hundreds of questions.
Yeah. MMM.
Yeah, and I don't know. It said I liked school. It didn't really tell me that much.